Consider a letter dated February 11, 2010, from Bruce Hammerstrom. Is Mr. There he is. Okay.
Hello, my name is Bruce Hammerstrom. My address is 1113 Wellington Drive, Modesto, California. I've lived in this town since 1965. I'm a homeowner, and I keep getting tickets out in front of my house by the police department that's harassing me. This time I'd like to ask Mr. Reidenauer to recuse himself on a conflict of interest because he is a deputy sheriff.
No, the sheriff's office doesn't have anything to do with any actions.
Okay. I got a couple of new tickets back on October 31st and November 5th. Standard procedure in this is to get the stickers in the back of your car in the window, a temporary registration for expired registration. I paid the registration when it was due on both of the tickets. They don't give those out anymore. The DMV quit doing that. They charge you $50 and you only get one for a month. So you get the tickets. The law is very clear. Upon proof of correction, the ticket shall be reduced to $10. There's no time limit on it. There's no requirement that it be contested. It's a very simple thing to go down to the ticket processing department and show them that you have got your tags, got your registration, that it was paid before, when it was due, and you pay your $10 and you get out of there. We've been having problems. When we first went in, we did our initial review, and I believe we're still involved in the initial review. You go to initial review first with the sergeant, who's the supervisor of the traffic unit. After that, he has two options. He can dismiss the ticket or he cannot dismiss it with a reason. Then it goes to an administrative hearing, and then you get to go to court. I'm still in the review process. They gave me the results of the review, and it said you can have these reduced to $10, but it said within 21 days, which the traffic supervisor has no legal right or authority to put any kind of deadlines on this. The statute is very specific in the vehicle code. There's no 21 days. It's not during your initial review. I don't even think you have to do an initial review. But that's the way I've always done it. It covers my butt, and when I go in there, everything is okay. So, there's a big problem this year. They won't put catalytic converters on cars because they have to be guaranteed for 5 years. That's what we always did. We get a catalytic converter. We could do the CAP program with the State Bureau of Automotive Repairs, and we pay $100, they pay $500, or usually it's not that much. Put a new catalytic converter on, it passes smog. I bring the thing down, it's dropped to $10, and everything's okay. Well, because of the stricter laws on smog this year, including the tags on the back and the temporary registrations, they're knuckling down on people, and it was slow. It was very, very slow. It takes 21 days for them just to process the application. You can't make the application until you failed a smog test. You can't do a smog test if you have a cracked head like I had on the Volvo. So couldn't smog it. I came in and told them I had a letter. I said, hey, look, this is out, it's going slow. And they said, okay, well, you can have till January 7th. All right? That's an extension. That's an extension. You have 21 days to request the administrative hearing, and they extended the time for the review to the 7th. I got the heads done. It was $240 for a new head, $50 to have it resurfaced, and I put it in myself. I came in and I said, hey, look, I'm going to get this done, but we want to be in the CAP program and want to participate so it doesn't cost us an arm and a leg on this. And they said, sure. And the exact wording they put on the thing is, they wrote a little thing on the bottom of the letter that I delivered from Patricia. It said, okayed till Feb 5th, full balance due, if not fixed. Okay? I told him, I don't know about getting it fixed in time. You know, it takes 21 days from the state. That's only leaving me a little time to get this done. And I'm not doing it. You bring it to a state facility, and the state facility does. I have no control whatsoever over them, when they're going to get it done, how they're going to do it, anything. They do all the things. They send it into the Bureau of Automotive Repairs. They do the repairs. I'm not in any way in control of it. And I told them, I said, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to get this done in time. I might not, you know. Mail might be slow. The letter might be messed up. They messed up on our letter last year or 2 years ago. Had to get another letter. And so it's a long process. So, it was due February 5th. On that Monday, we were able to get it into the shop. We thought it's going to be just put on a catalytic converter. Nope. It's got a cracked intake manifold. I came
Mr.
down.
Hammerstrom, your 5 minutes is up.
I wasn't aware that I had a 5-minute limit on the written communications.
I announced at the beginning of the meeting, public comment period was 3 minutes. All other speakers had 5 minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was a couple.
Mr. Hammerstein, you make contact with our attorney, and she'll take and talk to you next week sometime.
Yeah, and I also, as part of his request in front of the council tonight, he asked for a copy of documents. You made a Public Records Act request, and I have that for you, so I can meet you around the side and give it to you, if you like.
Right now?
I have, if you.
Sure. Could I request a continuance until next week to go further on this, where I can bring in my written material? I asked for all the information on how to do this, and I didn't get anything. It wasn't until last Wednesday I went down to the law library and found out that there are rules concerning this. And I wasn't able to put in any of my written material, and I would like to put my written material in and continue it till next council meeting, if I could, please.
We can, I'll take the advice, whatever the city attorney wants to do on this, because there is a 21 days under the CVC code, so I'm not going to get into that tonight. So go ahead and get the information you asked for. Councilmember on.
Is he leaving? I guess we'll get it next time. I had a question, but he's leaving. I just would like to know, maybe the city attorney can answer this. Seems the only reason he's getting a ticket is because his cars are out of registration and he's parking them on the street. Because if he parked them in the driveway, it's not on a public right-of-way, right? So if he parked it inside this, we wouldn't be talking.
Where's Gene?
I'm not sure if that's true, because I think that may still meet the inoperability standards.
But he's not going to get a ticket.
Well, he wouldn't get a ticket under the vehicle code, but he might get a administrative action under our municipal code. And the proof of correction that he was referring to, he gets the opportunity to submit that in lieu of paying the fine. And I think that's what Mr. Hammerstrom was saying, that he came in and asked for an extension of time, which he was given pursuant to the vehicle code after an informal hearing. And then when that time expired, he came back in, presented his problems with, or he wrote. I mean, I have copies of the letters.
Before the time expired, and I got the thing.
Letter finish.
And then he was able to get an additional extension of time of 30 days to permit either proof of correction or pay the fine.
Yeah, well, my questions are more, you're parking a vehicle that's out of registration on the street and getting a ticket.
It's not registered. It's an incomplete registration.
Okay, but you're parking it on the street.
Tags expired, yeah.
Right. So park it on your private property and you probably won't get a ticket. I've had cars out of registration parked on my yard, and whether they're non-op or non or whatever, it doesn't matter. The police don't come there.
The point is I made my deadline.
No,
Car was fixed.
My
by
point
September
is,
5th.
that's a whole different subject we'll talk about later. But my point is that you're parking cars that are out of registration on the travel way. That's why you're getting tickets.
Yeah, but the registration is paid. It's just incomplete.
Okay, I'm not going to let this go on. You can talk to the captain back there, as well as you got the stuff from the attorney. Thank you.
How about the continuance till next week?
It sounds like the council didn't take that
Up to
on.
the council. Do you want him to bring it back again next week? Hmm?
You can write it every week and stick it on every.
No, I just think that you work with the attorney and the police department and see if we can't work that out. I'm not going to bring it back.
And just to add for the council's further benefit, Mr. Hammerstrom has successfully denied all of his administrative appeals, including coming to the council to see if the council is willing to take any action.
But I'm here to-
Let me finish, Mr. Hammerstrom. In order to bring it back to the council, if the council is not, then Mr. Hammerstrom is free to pursue it in civil court.
I disagree. This is not an appeal. What I'm here today is on the retraction of the letter written by the traffic people that said that I made an agreement to get those repairs done and that I breached that agreement. I did not breach the agreement. The repairs were done by February 5th. They were done. You can't pretend there's an agreement, and you can't pretend I didn't comply with that agreement. It's very simple. I did what I agreed, what you claim that I agreed to do, I did. And when you guys have deadlines and you meet them, you don't want somebody coming up and telling you, oh, you didn't meet the deadline, and it cost you $300. This is $300 this is costing me. $300. It's a lot of money for me.
All right, Councilmember Olson.
Thank you, Mayor. How many times has this happened?
I probably received, for registration, probably 5 or 6 times, 5 or 6 years, and it's never had a problem. Even the ones from 2 years ago were dismissed. Or what was it, 3 years ago?
Okay.
There was a
And-
lawsuit.
This is a no.
Okay. And what action are we being asked to take?
Yeah, see, I didn't get to finish.
We're not.
appealing.
Well, technically, Councilmember Olson, he had an appeal process under both the vehicle code and our own code, which he was given, and he got a review and got an extension of time and then a deadline by which to comply. We do have a provision under our municipal code that allows persons to come to the council if they're aggrieved with any administrative decision made by city council. So if the council chooses to get involved to do something or provide direction or overturn staff or give him a refund, technically the council could do that. If the
And
council
that's the
passes-
question on the table, is waiving the $300 fee?
Mr. Hammerstrom has requested a refund of the fine that he, actually it wasn't you that paid it, it was Ms. Phillips that paid it, who was the actual owner of the car. And so that's essentially what he's asking for. Staff has denied it because he not only didn't comply, but then he missed his extensions to comply. And so,
Okay. Thank you.
We can't just pretend I didn't comply. I complied with what was written.
Okay.
in the thing.
Thank you. We're not going to, unless some council member wants to make a motion, otherwise it's a dead, no motion.
I'd like to go on record that this is not an appeal. I'll be filing my appeals within 30 days, which I still have time for that. I just hoped I could come in here and explain how absurd the situation is. Somebody pretends that I made an agreement, and then somebody pretends that I didn't, that I breached that agreement, neither of which I did.
All right, thank you.